What up guys, it's Skunberg here with Academy.fm, and today I'm going to be making a video talking a little bit about what kind of role models you should probably find in the business world and the marketing world. Honestly, it's more important than people think, okay? A lot of the people in companies are really usually inspired by some other company, some other idea. It could be a company in the past or whatever it may be, but I know for me personally, it's actually helped us a ton, okay? So when we first got started, you know, we had a certain set of role models and people we looked up to, how they were doing things. Like for example, Gary Vaynerchuk at the beginning, he was doing like personal one-on-one messages. I remember he like tweeted back to me and it was cool, and I saw that constantly doing live streams. So it actually inspired us at the beginning, like, okay, cool, let's do live streams for our business. And I was doing 3 live streams a day at one point to really help build up a community. There was other people that were really doing cool stuff with the email collection, put out like little ebooks and stuff. So we started doing a little bit of that. And even the way you do designs and stuff, like finding the right role models can honestly put you in some very interesting spots, okay? And I don't mean that you just have to steal every single concept they're doing and try to make like a watered down clone of a certain company or something. But if you pick a handful of different companies and different role models, maybe influencers or something, to kind of model yourself after, what happens is you'll take a couple concepts from, like, let's say this car company, right? Maybe you like the way that, I don't know, Lamborghini does its marketing, right? And then you might take somebody like Rolex, which I actually really like how their copy is written, right? Something like that. And then you take like, okay, cool, but I like how, you know, Gary is putting out all this content on different social medias. And you're like, well, I like how Credit Karma is running their blog. And you start to take a little bit of DNA and inspiration from all these different places. And what happens is those ideas will usually start to clash with each other and create entirely new ideas. And your company or business might be a little bit from here, a little bit from this influence, and a little bit from that. And all of a sudden you'll realize that your business is this whole new thing. Okay, that looks nothing like any other company, okay? So from my experience, this actually happened in the music industry, okay? So me and Drew, yes, we were music producers, but we didn't just look at the music industry and look what everybody else was doing, because then what happens is everybody starts to make the same like crap. But for us, we were looking at a lot of different industries, okay? So if one of the examples was marketing, okay? One of the biggest things we saw is that like Facebook ads were this crazy thing, you know, the targeting you could do was incredible. Retargeting was really cool, like the cost for Facebook ads was dirt cheap at the time, okay? So instead of looking at the music people were like, the way the music people were doing marketing, we're like, okay, cool, look at the marketers over here utilizing Facebook ads, and we adapted that in. And then we're like, we're looking at the way people were collecting emails and putting out cool free stuff, and we adapted that in. And so when we came into the music industry, people were like, wow, those guys are really innovating. They're doing a bunch of cool stuff, but in reality, what we were doing was we were taking from a lot of different important sources. On a practical note, for something for you to take away about finding these right role models is find a couple, maybe 3 to 5 that you really enjoy what they're doing. Maybe it's how their business funnel is set up. Maybe it's how they're doing their marketing. Maybe it's like the certain vibe you get off their brand, okay? Don't just copy one. Usually find a couple of these role models, and then what you can start doing is really start dissecting every little detail about it, okay? So that means like really go down, usually buy their products. Usually you want to take a look at their funnel, see how they're selling their customers. What kind of wording are they using on their pages? Are they putting out YouTube videos? Like, what exactly are they doing? And then start to adapt that stuff, because one of the best parts about this is you don't have to do it forever per se, but you'll start to learn very quickly, and you'll try out stuff based on proven things. A lot of these bigger companies, right? Let's say if you just looked at Apple's marketing, for example, dude, they have the best people working for them. Okay, if you go look at what Amazon is doing maybe on their website and stuff, they have some of the best developers in the world working for them. A lot of these bigger companies spend millions and millions of dollars split testing different ideas, already trying to figure shit out. They've already tested a bunch of different things. They've already done things wrong and right. And usually when you start to look at all these people, you'll find very, very interesting stuff that's already been tested, it's already proven. And sometimes that can provide a great starting point for your company or your business, okay? Same thing maybe goes for like Instagram, for example. If you're trying to build a certain presence on social media, maybe when you approach it from a branding perspective, look at a few different examples so you have a different way you want to shape your, you know, your company, okay? This works really well with blogs as well. You know, you might take a look at, you know, 20 different blogs that you really admire, narrow it down to a few you kind of want to be inspired by, and then, you know, you might look at the way they're collecting emails or the way they're getting traffic or the way they write their content, okay? This literally applies to every single sector, okay? If you don't have a role model, a lot of times you'll be coming up with ideas that are completely original in your idea, but the problem with that is that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay, there are billions of websites out there. There's a lot of people already doing stuff and have figured out a lot of the fundamentals. And a lot of times when you can go get influenced by them and really get inspired by those other companies, you actually can kind of leapfrog your way forward. And then after you kind of play catch up and get to a certain point, then you can start innovating after that point. And that's really worked for me. And I actually want to know in the comments below, who are you guys' role models? Like, who are you looking up to, right? But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and there's a lot more to come. Peace out.